Welcome to the T. Allen Haynes Radio Show. Conversations with elite business leaders from around the world. And now, here is your host, T. Allen Haynes.
Welcome back to the show. We've got a great guest for you today. We have Grace Vergis, and she is a highly regarded love doctor and life empowerment coach. And she has helped hundreds of individuals release the blocks and behaviors that get in the way of them living the life that they've always desired. As a result, her clients are able to achieve a new level of wealth, create extraordinary relationships, and experience profound happiness. Whether Grace is being interviewed or speaking, her message and impact are life-changing. Grace, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tracy. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this.
Awesome. We're glad to finally get you on the show. So let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about your business and the types of clients and customers that you're helping.
Excellent. I am a love doctor, life empowerment coach, and intuitive healer. I have worked with and helped heal hundreds of men, women, and children create a life full of wealth, health, loving relationships, and happiness. Basically, I specialize in life and love empowerment. People come to me for many different reasons, but mainly because they feel powerless in some area of their life, and as such, keep repeating the same negative patterns. I utilize my intuitive abilities and healing techniques to help my clients remove their hidden subconscious blocks so they can take control of their personal and or professional future. My mission in life is to help my clients overcome barriers and reclaim their present power.
Awesome. That's a great calling and a very honorable thing that you're doing. When you say people are clients, is there a specific age group or is there quite a range of people that you're helping?
Range. I have done younger and older, adulthood, middle age, everything from men, women, and children. And I also do mediations in family as well. So I've done professional and personal. So it's really I am totally, my market and my clientele is totally open. And I truly believe everybody needs some type of healing at some point in their life to really accomplish where they want to be and what they're destined to do.
What led you to this field?
Well, ever since I was young, I had a deep inner desire to learn as much as I could know about human psychology and a burning passion for giving. Earlier on in my career, when I was in the financial sector, I was searching for more out of life. Even though I was extremely successful in my career, I felt as though I was being called to do more. And my life completely changed when I was able to turn a really tough situation into a positive one. One day, I had an epiphany and everything changed when I opened my eyes to a whole new way of looking at life. Overnight, I was on a path to taking control of my future and to having it all and doing it with more ease. And now I want to share that with the world around me.
Excellent. Was there a specific time in your life where you got that aha moment where you knew you were going to do this?
Yeah, it was all throughout. Like, I knew I had that some type of calling. I knew when I was younger, but I just followed what everybody else, in my family did. But I just knew there was more for me. I was different. I felt different. I felt something was calling me. And then finally, we all have negative things and adversity and obstacles that we go through in our life. And one day in my adulthood, and it was really in my late 30s, early 40s when I had that aha moment and changed my life completely. And now I will never look back. I will look back just to say thank you that I'm here today doing what I'm doing and that I had to go through what I did because it pushed me into my destiny.
Excellent. Along the way, I've been around you and I've seen your passion and your drive, but along the way, was there a book that influenced you?
Not really. I think for me, I love learning, and we all have mentors, and I just wanted to learn from anything that had to do with inner growth and the mind and the spirit and the soul. And I know that I was put in here on this earth for a reason. It wasn't just to make money, because we all can make money. Money comes and goes, but at the end of the day, you want to make impact. You want to leave your legacy. And for me, I'm here on this earth to make a huge impact on human souls, especially in this very challenging world. And like I said, it wasn't until my mid-40s that I followed my true calling, which was to become the real love doctor and a life empowerment coach. And in doing so, I am 150% committed at helping my clients achieve the life they've always desired. And I truly believe that that if we want happiness for a lifetime, we must be willing and wanting to help others. And that's where I get my fulfillment. And money just comes naturally with that.
You know, I've had the opportunity to share the stage with you, and I've been around you, like I said, and felt your passion. But talk about what drives you and gets you out of bed every morning to help people like you do.
The transformation. For me, to see someone go from almost being stuck, lost, depressed, suicidal, to then working with them, seeing them go through aha moments, seeing them grow, evolve. And that's the reason their soul comes on this earth, is to learn the lessons. And for me to be such a huge impact and to see the milestone, to share it with them, and then to see them get everything that they desire, that in itself is the biggest fulfillment of all.
What are you finding to be the most common obstacles that are preventing people from, getting unstuck or overcoming that challenge that they're having?
There are actually, I can't pinpoint one. I will say that there are actually 3 common obstacles that really get in the way. One of them is that I nickname it the big P, which is the past. The negative things in our past, including any trauma we go through, can absolutely impact our present and our future. And that is why we want to deal with the past and move on from it. The next thing, I nickname it the limiting I. In my work, I hear a lot of my clients use limiting statements constantly, like, I'm too old, I'm too overweight, I don't have enough time, I don't have the skill. These types of statements will stop you in your tracks. The worst part is that they give us excuses for not doing what we're destined to do. And the last one is the sneaky S. The sneaky S is all about self-sabotage. We all do it. We all have unwanted urges and self-defeating behaviors that hinder our results. Those will cripple us.
So the biggest pitfall that people are experiencing or might not be aware of, what would that be?
I think the biggest misconception of all, these will hinder our results, but a lot of people believe that, hey, I can get true happiness personally and professionally outside of myself. And that is so not true. The truth is that true happiness begins inside of you. You are the source. Every change in your life starts with you. You already have everything inside of you to create the success you want. And I always tell my clients, if you allow external conditions to determine how you feel inside, then without even knowing it, you're handing over your innate power to choose who you want to be and how you want to show up in any given situation. When you trust and love yourself and accept every part of you, you set in motion a domino effect that positively affects everything you do. And as I always say, great things always begin from the inside. And I'll tell everyone, it's time to unleash your greatness and genius that you have inside of you.
So it's really a minority that think that happiness comes from inside. Most people think it's something outside of themselves, correct?
Why do people always go and try to buy the best cars, the biggest house, try to have the best titles at work? Because all that they feel defines them. But in reality, it's how they feel inside. And how they feel inside then mirrors their outer reality.
Can you share with us how you've actually helped somebody overcome some of these challenges?
Absolutely. I had a client, which I will nickname her by the name of T. And she came to me one day, and she was having, at work and at home, really bad relationships. And she didn't know what she was doing wrong. She just kind of gave up on the world. And through my work and through just really going into her inner child, her past, everything she went through in life, we discovered that when she was younger, she was mentally, physically, and emotionally abused. But she didn't realize, that trauma that she endured was affecting her now and everything she was planning for her future. So after what we did with our sessions and healing her and her seeing how the past and how affected every part of her life, it was like a cancer that went through everything she touched. When she healed that, she ended up not only being more powerful at work, people looked up to her and respected her. She was able to be eloquent in how she spoke and how she presented herself. At home, she was stronger with her family members. She actually ended up, unfortunately, she did get a divorce, but it was a fortunate thing because the marriage wasn't working. But now she's with the man. She's always the partner and her soulmate. And her kids now respect her. So it affected every part of her life, like I mentioned earlier. And now she's truly happy. And she does have everything she desired in life. And to see her go almost from a point of suicidal, like giving up on life, on people, on friendship, to really being at the top of her game, both personal and professionally, just is such a fulfillment to me as her mentor, her coach, her teacher, and really holding her hand through it all and seeing her heal. But it's little milestones. I always tell my clients, celebrate those milestones. Everything that you go through, it's okay. It's part of your journey. Don't crucify yourself. Celebrate it. You learn and you grow from adversity. And when you see the lesson in it and can move forward, that is huge. Be proud of yourself and take that step forward instead of being so stuck where you're at or moving backwards and regressing in your life.
So you probably have recognized that these types of challenges have no boundaries. I mean, it can affect anybody at any age, any demographic. Are you finding that to be true?
Yes, absolutely. But a lot of it has to do, and I always tell people, look back to a lot of it has to do with your childhood. And from 0 to 7, those were the pinnacle years where things happen and those memories get into your subconscious and they become your limited beliefs. And then they almost take control of your life until you heal your inner child. That gets into everything. And until you are aware of it, or even throughout like your teenage years and then later in early adulthood, all that plays. But if you go through bullying or whatever else, it becomes insecurities. And then you feel you're not good enough. And then you tend to, like I said, look for outward, like material things to define you. Look for relationships for women or even for guys. People always want other people to define them and say, if I'm in a relationship, they feel better about themselves. But in reality, it's you. Your soul is looking for someone to heal with because you're recreating that relationship in order to heal. So let's say, and I'll just be very brief, that you went through a really bad childhood and your father was not there. The man in your life, let's say for a little girl, he always abandoned his little girl. So when she goes to find a soulmate, she tends subconsciously to be more attracted to those guys that will abandon her throughout the relationship because she recreates that because her soul needs to heal from when she was a child. We don't even realize. So that's why a lot of people, they keep repeating cycles until they're fully aware of why they keep attracting the same partner. So it's in everything, whether it's in work, whether it's in love, friendship, anything that you haven't healed in your soul will be repeated until the lesson is learned.
At what point do they get where they say, you know, they need somebody like you? I mean, what creates that? Is there an incident, or is there a situation, or how do they get educated on the fact that somebody can help them overcome these challenges?
Well, there's a couple of things. One, they get to a point in their life they just want to give up, and they need me. They look for someone or some direction. They're so stuck. And I have people, because even through my Facebook and so forth, they see what I post, and even through referrals and networking, they see how I am and how I have everything I desire. So they want to emulate that when they see themselves stuck. So they come to me and they ask me, how do you do it? And that's where I get into, well, what is it that you want? Because everybody's life is different. We've all been hurt in different ways, or we've had different struggles, or we've been brought up differently, and they just want some clarity. And that's why I'm here, to show them clarity, to help them heal, so that I empower them. I don't do anything that they can't do. I'm not a miracle worker in a sense where I just make magic happen. No. It's them. I work with them. They make the change to themselves, but they have to want to change. They can't just come to me and say, do it. I want to be like this. I'll turn them away. And I said, until you're ready to change, I can't work with you. But when you are, I will be your biggest cheerleader. And I'm going to help you and walk you through everything so that you do get everything you desire in life.
Nice. What would be the most important thing somebody should think about if they're in this situation?
There's one thing that I would say, as much as people may want to learn, because I've had so many people come to me and say they want to change and blah, 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 but there's one thing that cripples them. Even though those other things that I mentioned were obstacles that do get in the way, one thing, we can either live in love or we can live in fear. Fear will cripple you no matter what. No matter what your intentions are, and you're so full force to change, to become the better version of yourself, to evolve and grow, if you have this fear and you're not ready to work through it, it will kill you. And I always say it's okay to feel fear, because it almost puts you on the edge for greatness. But if you don't, but all I advise my clients is, don't let fear stop you. Your dreams are way too important. The more you cultivate the habit of pushing through your fears, and this is where I help them, I'll walk them through their fears. I'll put them in situations where they're, oh my God, but then they know it's okay, it's safe. Because what they're fearing is actually not real. It's their mind playing tricks with them. So I just tell them, when you push through your fears, you become stronger and more fearless. And then you can overcome every obstacle and every adversity that comes your way.
Yeah, it's not so much avoiding adversity. It's, how you react to it and how you, overcome it.
Show up. Absolutely. Yep. Because adversity will hit all of us. It's life. Life is full of ups and downs, but it's how you show up. I can go in a situation and person B can go in a situation. Person B thinks it's the worst thing that ever happened to them and starts getting angry and resentful. And they would just cage themselves out and put themselves in prison by holding on to that anger and frustration and hate. Whereas I'll look at that because of all the healing I've worked on myself and with other people, and I'll say, okay, it's something I need to learn from this. I am attracting it in my life. There's a reason for why it's happening. I need to learn and grow and evolve. And when you look at it that way and you see from a different angle, it's the perception of it, then you open your arms to it. You take it all in, you learn, you grow, and you become wiser and stronger and more fearless.
Nice. If the listener thinks they might be ready to find out how you could possibly help them, how can they do that? How can they connect?
Well, they can definitely reach me either by phone, 772-618-5460, or they can go right to my website, and try to contact me through there at www.miracleworksfl.com. And again, I will spell it, www.miracleworksfl.com. Or they can email me at grace@miracleworksfl.com.
Awesome. It was a pleasure having you on the show today. You provided great content for the listeners, and I want to thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Tracy. It was my pleasure and honor to be on your show.
Thank you very much. Well, there you have it for this edition of the show. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the T. Allen Haynes Radio Show with T. Allen Haynes. Conversations with elite business leaders from around the world. We will see you next time on the T. Allen Haynes Radio Show.